Hey everybody, MichaelBtheGameGenie here, and on today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new Arcade1Up Legacy Edition cabinets that recently went up for pre-order and asking the question, if I already have last year's Legacy Edition cabinets, should I consider upgrading? So that's right everybody, today we're going to be talking about the new Arcade1Up Legacy Edition cabinets and do they provide enough added value compared to last year's models in order for you to consider possibly upgrading. I want to say thank you so much for turning on the video today, tuning into the video I guess. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, please, do all the YouTube stuff, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that jazz. Anyways, getting on to the main topic, Arcade1Up recently announced their new Legacy Edition cabinets were available for pre-order. So unless you guys have been hiding under a rock, obviously you've already seen the pre-orders go up for the Bandai Namco Legacy Edition machine this year, branded after the Pac-Mania cabinet. Of course, we've got the Midway Legacy Edition cabinet branded after Mortal Kombat 1, and last but not least, the Atari Legacy Edition cabinet branded after Centipede. These new cabinets from Arcade1Up this year are certainly a step in the right direction for Arcade1Up in style and looks, as the cabinets now probably more than ever more closely resemble the original arcade cabinet. The Legacy Editions have new features, new form factors, they've got that molded coin door. Everything looks so amazing with the design of the cabinets. Of course, that statement has to be doubled when you look at the design of the new Mortal Kombat Midway Legacy that has a new control panel, a much more comfortable playing look to it. The cabinet is absolutely beautiful. Arcade1Up have actually absolutely knocked it out of the park with the design, physical design of the cabinet, recreating the original arcade in the 3/4 scale. Of course, probably my favorite in terms of looks alone is the Centipede arcade machine. I was very, very fond of the original Arcade1Up Centipede, but this takes it to the absolute next level with a more accurate form factor, that beautiful arcade accurate art, a light-up marquee finally on an Arcade1Up Centipede cabinet. It's even got the correct front panel. I mean, everything, the molded coin door. This cabinet is stunning, and I would 100% want this as a showpiece in my arcade. Of course, as you guys all know, I already have all the Legacy cabinets they released last year. I went out and I upgraded all my original cabinets. My original Centipede, I upgraded my Pac-Man 40th Anniversary, and I upgraded my Midway Legacy in Capcom, although there's no Capcom right now. Here, and I actually did reviews on them, so if you want to go back and get a really good impression of the original cabinets, I'll put the link down in the descriptions below. You can go check out all my original Arcade1Up Legacy Edition cabinet reviews and find out if you want to save a couple dollars, maybe you can just go out and pick one of those up. But the question we're asking here is, should you consider, instead of getting this one, or instead of keeping this one, upgrading to the new Legacy Edition cabinets that are coming out? And again, not to be outdone, although these new cabinets look absolutely stunning and there's definitely some big quality of life upgrades with the way they look, you have to remember how great the cabinets from last generation looked. I mean, the Atari Legacy Edition cabinet with the Tempest art, the arcade accurate form factor, this thing was an absolute stunner and people were in love with it. It's one of the showpieces in my arcade currently. So it's very hard to give up on this and move to the new cabinet. Where the real question will come in whether or not you should upgrade is, of course, on the user specification. And we don't have any reviews on the new Legacy Edition cabinets yet. Hopefully Arcade1Up will send some out to some trustworthy YouTubers, and there'll be some early reviews to help you make your decision on whether or not you should pick these up or whether or not you should upgrade. The only thing we have to go by right now is on the feature and specifications. So what I would advise you to do is take a look at the feature and specifications and see what the big differences are, because these machines are very similar in terms of controls and quality of controls, and very similar in terms of other things. It really comes down to the meat of the potato. I hate saying that, but the meat of the potato, and how are the features and specifications different. On the original cabinets, we had 12 games on each of the legacy cabinets. We didn't have molded coin doors. They were stickers, in fact, and there was no Wi-Fi. If you move over to the new Atari Legacy, you can look under the features and specifications and find out they've moved on to now having 14 titles, so some popular ones are back. Super Breakout has been added to the cabinet, and Lunar Lander is back. And then on top of that, we're also going to get Wi-Fi for online leaderboards. So I know Jennifer Yabutt's a good example in the Arcade1Up community. She's a big score chaser, and being able to see her scores on games like Millipede, Centipede, Asteroids Deluxe. Oh, I love Major Havoc, Missile Command. Arc doesn't really need to be on there or anywhere. Crystal Castles, Tempest, Gravatar. Like, so many great classic Atari games, and now you're going to be able to go on and score chase. Also, if there's any updates with the cabinet, you get those immediate updates pushed directly to the cabinet thanks to the Wi-Fi. It's the same thing as well with the Bandai Namco Legacy Edition. You're going to be getting 12 games now instead of the original, 14 games now instead of the original 12. So also included is Rolling Thunder, and what's the other additional game being added? I don't know if I can remember here. Rompers was on the last one. Galaga 88. Holy shit, that's totally worth it. Galaga 88's an awesome game, and I'm really disappointed that wasn't on the last cabinet. So the inclusion of Rolling Thunder and Galaga 88 makes that an awesome inclusion if you're considering upgrade. Again, you get the Wi-Fi leaderboards. Of course, the star of the show with this year's lineup of Arcade1Up Legacy cabinets is in fact the Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat cabinet, as it's also going to feature Wi-Fi, but not only will it have online leaderboards, it's also going to have online cooperative and online head-to-head play. And who doesn't want to play Mortal Kombat against a friend and possibly rip their head off? So, of course, the one I'm the most excited about and leaning the most towards picking up and upgrading my cabinets for is the Midway Mortal Kombat Legacy cabinet. And the reason why I say I'm leaning the most towards is I've in fact already sold my old Midway Legacy cabinet in anticipation of buying this. It wasn't the additional games because I don't really give a shit about Clax. What was the other one that's also included here? Let me see. I don't really give a shit about Clax, and, well, I do care about having the original Mortal Kombat 3 added. I like that variety, even though we have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. There's just something about having the whole collection. So the additional games, they're not a huge selling point for me, but that's pretty cool. Of course, the big option for me here is the online Wi-Fi play. Being able to fight against my friends, throw spears into them, burn them alive, uppercut their head off. I dearly love Mortal Kombat. I'm not the best, so I'm hoping to find some other people that are more casual hobbyists like I am. I hope this isn't one of those situations where it's just the experts, so I'm hoping to have a lot of fun playing with friends, playing Mortal Kombat online. Of course, we're happy with just about everything on these cabinets, but there's one thing that unfortunately we're not super happy with that has been talked about to death so far, and that is the quality of the screen. As you can see here, there is some washout from the screen on this angle, and as we know currently, it looks like there is going to be a new screen on these cabinets. It's no longer going to be the BOE 17-inch monitor that we've had with previous editions. It's going to be a new TN monitor, 5x4 monitor. Now keep in mind, when this cabinet and this video was shot originally, these were early prototype cabs and not final versions. So I'm sure the final version will look much better than this. I think some of the fear coming from everybody comes from the fact that the Golden Tee cabinet was a little bit of a shit show that didn't make Arcade1Up look good with new monitors. But time will tell. And again, like I've said, hopefully Arcade1Up will send out some demo cabinets to creators in the YouTube space, content creators, YouTubers, so we can get some early reviews out there and some honest feedback on the screen to really, quell the fires of people being concerned about it. If there's nothing to be concerned about, get those review units out and people will start buying them. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit anxious about right now. Otherwise, I think this cab is an absolute must. So at the end of the day, the big question now comes down to, should you upgrade? If you've taken a look at all the other variables and still haven't decided, maybe price will be the next option for you considering whether or not you're going to upgrade. Because we know the new legacy cabinets are coming out at a very appeasing price compared to some of the other cabinets from Arcade1Up in recent memory. So guys, don't be terrified of what you see here on the screen. I know that says $643, but keep in mind I'm in Canada, so it's going to convert the price to Canadian when you see it. You guys are looking at $499 US, which is really a jump of $100 more than the last set of legacy cabinets. So what you're getting for that value is 2 additional games, a completely redesigned cabinet that's much more ergonomically pleasing due to the additional height. The new look is aesthetically pleasing, and of course you get the molded coin door and Wi-Fi for either online leaderboards or for online play if it's the Mortal Kombat cabinet. Here in Canada, believe it or not, we're actually doing a little bit better because the last section of the Legacy cab, so when I bought my original Midway Legacy, I paid $599 Canadian. The jump from this version to the new Legacy cabinets is only $50 more, so it's $649 Canadian. It feels like 2019 all over again with Arcade1Up. Anyways, so as a price point, if this was an additional, $100, like $599, the new cabs from Arcade1Up in the US, and like $749 to $799 like they've been here in Canada, maybe it'd be a more bitter pill to swallow to do the upgrade. But where the price is a little bit lower, it's definitely a little bit easier to make that jump. So at the end of the day, should you guys upgrade? It's up to you. Take a look at all the factors in front of you, make your own decisions. I will say, if you are considering either buying one of the new Legacy cabinets over purchasing one of the existing Legacy cabinets that are already out in the market and may even be on sale, or if you're considering getting rid of your current Legacy cabinet to upgrade to the new one, you can take everything I had to say into consideration, but I also advise you to wait just a little bit. Hopefully there's going to be some early reviews of this product before it hits out into retail, and that'll help you make up your mind on some of the more weird factors. Sometimes with Arcade1Up products, there's weird snafus, like we had stuff with the speakers last generation. There's some questions about the screen this generation, so it'd be great to see some units out in the wild, some people doing some real testing before you put your money down. Up to you. Otherwise, based just on the specifications, price, I would definitely advise you that these new cabinets are a good investment if you're going out and buying a new Legacy cabinet for the first time, and there's definitely some value to upgrade as well. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do the new Legacy cabinets from Arcade1Up warrant an upgrade? Is the new aesthetic look, the new build quality, and the new features enough for you to make that jump? Or do you think there's too many issues and you're better off just sticking with your original Legacy cabinets because those were pretty badass too? Anyways, let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.